You're watching Fantasy Now Plus.
What's up, folks? Welcome in to another Fantasy Now Plus Best Ball stream here on YouTube, Twitch, wherever you get your Fantasy Now Plus content. I am your host, Tim Holstad. With me, as always, Bryan Rockwood. And today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a drafters draft, possibly two drafters drafts, based on how fast this goes, but we'll see. We're going to play it by ear. And if you've never played on drafters before, we will definitely get into what makes this unique to Underdog and DraftKings. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Bryan, how are you doing today?
For the first time in a little bit, I'm not super dead tired. So the brain might be working correctly today. So I'm excited to see. Honestly, it's probably the best time for me to take on a new platform like this. So I'm doing pretty good, Tim. Hopefully your day has been just as, I don't know, I would say less chaotic than normal, like mine.
Yeah, definitely a bit more normal, less hectic for sure. Might get some storms later out in Arizona. It's finally monsoon season, so if my power goes out in the middle of this stream, you'll know that it wasn't my fault.
Oh gosh, when's Dust Devil season? Is that later
Right
on?
around now.
Oh,
yeah. Yep. So I looked out my window earlier and saw plenty of very large clouds brewing up north. So that usually tends to mean that I'll either get hit or completely missed by a monsoon storm right around 7, 8 o'clock my time, about an hour or two from now. So we'll see how this goes. But we are in a drafters draft right now. We have registered for the fast $15 drafters main event Best Ball Championship. This is their flagship contest over on Drafters. If you want to join us and have a Drafters account, feel free to jump in. We're now at 7 out of 12. And if we look at the prizes up top, obviously not quite as lucrative, so to speak, as Underdog or DraftKings, but still a nice chunk of change. $250,000 to first, $125,000 to second. And what I like about this contest this year that they've added from previous years that has kind of compelled me to want to use drafters more is these weekly prizes. If you have the highest scoring team out of all 112,000 entrants in a week, you will win $5,000. So that's pretty cool. Kind of like Underdog's weekly winners, just kind of built into a contest already. So that's real fun, real unique. And the main thing to understand about drafters compared to Underdog, compared to DraftKings, there is no playoff weeks. This is cumulative scoring, weeks 1 through 17. The best drafted team wins, more or less. It's not really based on pod luck. It's not based on having the right players that go off in X weeks. It's make the best picks, more or less. It's a bit more about ball knowledge, a bit more about how right can you get in one team, and if you can stack your wins correctly on the same team and you can take advantage of value and you obviously get lucky, you could walk away with $250,000. So still 12 teams, still relatively normal scoring. We can look at the rest of the rules and scoring here. Hopefully it doesn't take me too far away. Let's see. Yeah. Doesn't get too much into it. But that's okay. Go back to the lobby here. But as far as I'm aware, it's still like half point PPR, not too many bonuses for anything. You start 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex. Max 150 entries. And it's 30 seconds per pick. Once this fast draft fills, we have 8 of 12. Just need 4 more people. Drafters is obviously a smaller site compared to Underdog and DraftKings, so drafts do take a little bit longer to fill, but they definitely do fill. I've only been drafting here for about a week, 2 weeks now, but if you get in a draft, most I've waited is 10, 15 minutes at most, and that was starting from me as the very first team. So we'll keep on vamping here, talk some news, talk some NFL stuff while we wait for this to fill, and once it fills, we'll get into the draft. First thing that's on my mind, Brandon Ayuk is just gone, like just mentally gone. Whatever has happened in his personal life, I cannot speak to, but just going on crazy rants about Jaden Daniels and the 49ers, and he's unclickable now. He's probably not playing. He's probably not going to a team. He has Antonio Browned it.
Yeah, in a very less fun way, where at least Antonio Brown quit halfway through the season, so
Yeah.
he probably got you through a couple weeks. But yeah, it's done. I'm over it. I was quite over it to begin with for a while. I don't know. I understand why it would make sense to, click Ayuk. He was pretty cheap.
Yeah.
But it's still now a 0 and most likely a 0 for the time being. And that's a bummer. That's a bummer for thousands of rosters out there that are hanging on to Ayuk. Or God forbid someone said, you know what? I'm going to double down and I'm going to assume Ayuk will sign. He'll go to the Commanders, will be their 1. And I will have now a wide receiver 1 in like the 12th round or wherever he was going.
Yeah.
And they have just maximum exposure of Ayuk. That is unfortunately now, I shouldn't say donations, but the odds are real dang low when you just burn a pick, especially in a round that's not the very last. So Ayuk, you have I hope he has some good guidance. I hope there's some agent in the back saying, hey man, we have to stop this. We can't keep doing this because we have to make money eventually. And I jokingly said he's going to buy podcasting equipment and say goodbye to the NFL because he doesn't need it anymore. He has quite the following of just ranting and just doing stuff. And shockingly, that's sometimes all you need to have a following and then sponsors and then money. And then and then you could just have this whole weirdo empire based on whatever he's deciding to do. But it's a bummer. It's a bummer because we saw how good Ayuk would have been. We had really a couple good years of Ayuk, and then just everything fell off, just the wheels, and just I don't even know any other analogy you want to say about how just the train wreck happened once he got that injury. It just sucks. There's really no way around it.
Yeah.
But that's just happens sometimes. This is one of those things in the it just happens sometimes.
Yep.
But what can you do?
What can you do? We are in. Draft is starting.
Oh wow.
We have the 11 hole
team. I mean, maybe. I think all right, I'm just saying this way, right? Say Ayuk was now your leading fantasy analyst. Think about the traction and just the sheer volume of people tuning in to be like, what could this guy possibly say to help me win my local league? I think that would be just hilarious. I think that would just be absolutely just gold. But I don't know if we have the price tag. I don't know if we have the funds to bring in Ayuk. But hey, maybe he'll be like, I'm just gonna fund you guys. I got my millions of dollars. Why not?
Maybe he'll be impressed that I want to say 15% of him in pre-draft best ball.
Oh no.
Maybe he'll like that.
All right, I'm looking at this our drafters board. So I've never seen it before.
Yep.
I actually tried to sign up earlier, and then I don't know why it just, like my account just didn't work. I just signed up again, and it did work. So whatever.
Right.
I'm not in this draft, so I'm currently seeing this for the first time, and I don't know. There's something about it that is both like kind of appealing. That's kind of I can see all of the players at once. I feel like in every draft, like we usually have to scroll over to see who else is picking.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. This is strangely appealing to my brain. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it's because it's just different.
It's different. But also, there's a chat, which is hilarious.
Oh, no way.
Yep. So lots of fun stuff. Most people don't use the chat, but I also like the number in parentheses, number of contests, specifically drafters main events that you have drafted. This will be my 7th. You can see there's people in here that are up to 76. And there's someone in here that this is their very first one, Jort McBoard. So, you know, there's a wide
cool.
variety of drafters in this one.
It's like a more visible or like more insightful badge, if you will.
Yeah.
I know that, like, I was in a draft the other day. I was legitimately the only drafter without a badge. And I just thought, wow, am I truly just out of my league, or am I just not shelling out the money for this? Here we are at 11. Oh, we got your favorite pick of the whole draft.
Yeah. I think it's Lamb, and see who comes back. I also need to figure out how to mute this.
It's not coming in on our end for what it's worth.
Okay. Well, that's good at least.
Now, this is, like you said at the top, this is half PPR. So nothing
actually full
truly
PPR.
A full PPR.
Yep.
Even better.
Full PPR. I think that 4-point touchdowns. So rushing QBs a little better. Any lean on the running backs here?
Achane or Chase Brown are my two. Chase Brown's on a better offense, so probably that way. But man, Devon Achane is just that good. Yeah, probably best to pick the better offense.
Yeah, especially in a marathon type format, a 17 weeks contest of like, there's real implosion risk. Even if Achane's a good pick for a portion of the season, he could just fall off a cliff as the offense falls off a cliff, as we're kind of all expecting at this point. So if that happens, he's probably not a good pick in the early second. Bengals aren't going to implode. They had worst case scenario last year, and Chase Brown was still a good pick. Joe Flacco is back as the permanent backup to Burrow for this season. Like, we don't have to worry about the Jake Browning, will he, won't he be usable type of thing if Burrow gets hurt. And if Burrow doesn't get hurt, then Chase Brown is just a great pick because he's not getting replaced. He's not really going to lose work more than he has at this point. Like, Samaje Perine will get some third down work, but this offense is so high powered and it's so high scoring that he gets plenty of passing down work on first and second down. So he had 70 receptions last year, which is kind of crazy because he didn't feel like it, but he quietly was good. I like the offense, as you said. And it just always feels good on this side of the board right now to just have balance through 2 rounds. Just grab one of these elite receivers, grab one of these second-tier running backs that have a chance to be like a top 5 running back, and then just kind of see what happens after that.
Yeah, Chase Brown, if you pulled up his game log, you would be pretty surprised on how strong he finished. That was something I feel like a lot of folks felt when you had him, but you didn't realize it if you weren't paying attention. Like, I feel like this is one of those players that were very quiet, except the fact that, 32, 29, 19, 16 point. Like this, he was winning you weeks. If you had him on your team, you probably went deep in the playoffs because he was at least relevant as well. Like from week 7 on or whatever. Because like the first half, bad. Yeah. Like there was a point where you almost were like, do I just trade him straight up because he like is hurting my team?
Yep.
But he turned it on. I think it was right when
then they faced the Jets.
All things get healed when you face the New York Jets.
Yep.
Much like how a lot of teams were healed when they faced the Bengals.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I forgot that the Bengals lost to the Jets last season. That had escaped my brain.
That wasn't a Justin Fields adventure, was it? At that point, it was
Week 8.
Tyrod,
Probably.
right?
They all sucked.
You know what? No. What happened? I think it was Justin Fields. So Justin Fields came back and he like put on a master class.
That's right. That because it was like
Masterclass.
39-38 or something like that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
As we're approaching here, if he gets through, I'm in on Lad for sure. I see you hovering Garrett Wilson. Do you dare? Are you thinking it?
I feel like we took Lad last time. I don't have enough.
Certainly
Garrett
did.
Wilson.
Like I'm coming back around on it. I think Garrett Wilson is going to either force the ball to himself. I should say, let me rephrase that so it's a real sentence. He's going to demand the ball in such a way that like Geno Smith can't really ignore him as much. And also, this is probably the best receiver Geno Smith's had since playing with TK and JSN. Obviously, it's been a single year, but it has felt like forever ago.
Yeah.
So I think Garrett Wilson might just be a good PPR option if it's not just like a horrible thing to watch every week. Like, don't watch the Jets. I would say I'm not sure what our show is going to look like later in the year, but like when we start talking about DFS again, I think weekly we're going to say, do not put him on your TV, but put him in your lineup because you're going to have a good time. All right, so he came back to us. I feel it's great value. I like HN is also interesting here, but I think it's just best to just go Lad, grab who I think is going to be the number one receiver on that team with a new offensive coordinator, and let it ride and see what the draft brings us on the way back.
Absolutely. And, we've got 2 quarterbacks. I think stacking is still totally viable in this format. You're still looking for weekly upside. You're still looking for weekly ceiling. You just need it every week and not just 1 week. So you're going to have a lot more 3 quarterback builds, a lot more 3 tight end builds. This is 20 rounds as well, so it's a bit more like DraftKings, hence why we're using our fun little DraftKings overlay here because we don't have a drafters overlay yet. But if y'all like this, we might make one. It might become a more popular mainstay of these streams. So we'll see. But yeah, this gives us Dak. This gives us Herbert. It gives us, unfortunately, Geno late. It also technically gives us Burrow. Like, I think Chase Brown is a acceptable stacking partner with Burrow. I also think that stacking, while good, is not necessarily essential in marathon format in the way that it would be for a playoff type scenario. So like you probably will see more teams with unstacked quarterbacks, and I don't think that's bad or good. I think it's just kind of neutral.
To that point, though, I don't know if it's absolutely correct to take Allen and Lamar, but
yeah,
I guess in my limited knowledge of the true marathon format, like it's going to be the best player scoring that week still, right? So it's not like combined points. So if Allen scores 31, but Lamar scores 30, like you do not get those 30 points. That's going to be how that one works, right?
Correct.
Right. So, bold. I understand. Hey, they've done 23 drafts. I've done 0. This is number 1 for me. So maybe I am less privy to information this person has, but they've decided to pass up on what looks to be like a lot of relevant running backs still that will not be there when he or they come back. So I'm curious to see how they approach this next pick because no other quarterback has been taken.
Yep. But full PPR, we've talked about it on DraftKings, which is also full PPR. There is some credence to be said of 0 RB does have a bit more value here if you can hit late on those late running backs, because most of these guys aren't catching that many passes anyways. So if you have one of the main pass catchers, that's great. That's what you're hoping for. if you can't get one of them, then you're kind of in the same playing field as most other people. So, I mean, we're already at the point where it's like, how many of these guys are catching more than 40 passes in a season? Like, probably not Demont, probably not Swift, probably not Tootin, maybe Scattaboo, like definitely not Jacobs, probably not Javante. So we're already kind of in the range of like, well, they're all the same.
Like, just looking at who is available right now, Hendo is maybe the one that's really standing out just as a like strong running back. He can catch passes. We haven't really seen him do it a ton. I don't know if he actually caught a lot of passes last year. I watched most, if not all, Patriots games. It felt like it was always Ramondre.
I mean, he wasn't really on the field that much, to be honest.
This is also an issue with us here. Like, Warren's fine. I'm almost tempted to take like BTJ or Tate.
Yeah, I would say BTJ because if both of these running backs go, I'm fine with Price a bit later. I'm fine passing on running back. So I'd rather take BTJ for sure. Again, opens us up to another good quarterback stack with Trevor Lawrence. They go Tate and Jaden Daniels. So we could still take Trevion. We could take Bucky. We could double stack Jacksonville with Parker Washington. Price, what do you want to do?
Sorry, I was checking the Trevion Henderson stats. Say that question one more time. I know we have 10 seconds.
Hendo, Bucky, Parker Washington, Price. Who do you like?
I would go either Hendo or Price, I think. And I'm leaning towards Hendo because it is a start two running back. He got 34 passes last year, Trevion Henderson. So, and that was on very limited, running touches, right? Because he was splitting time. And in lest we forget that Antonio Gibson was on this roster up until that Pittsburgh game. So or maybe not have been Pittsburgh. It was a little later than that. Might have been. Maybe it was Pittsburgh, which is only 3 games, but it was one game where they just fumbled a billion times, and then Gibson got hurt.
That describes like half their games.
Yeah.
But yeah, what
Gibson played 5 games. I lied. So week 5. So in that, what is that? Buffalo. Yeah.
But when you're drafting Henderson, you're hoping for these weeks. You're hoping for 28 against Tampa, 32.3 against, shockingly, the Jets, 30.1 against Buffalo. We're going to find out if the playoffs are indicative, if they're still just going to be entirely pro Ramondre and Hendo's just going to kind of permanently be the Tony Pollard to Ezekiel Elliott type situation, which is not nothing. It's valuable, but it's a little difficult to stomach in the 6th round of taking 40% play Tony Pollard. If he can at least make it like a 50-50 true split with some passing down work, then we're talking. Then there's upside there, especially if Ramondre gets hurt or continues to have fumbleitis for the umpteenth year in a row. But there's a lot of risk there. But there's also a lot of risk with a lot of these guys. I also noticed that Tony Pollard went next after Henderson.
Directly after us.
Which is an interesting choice to choose him over Bucky and Jadarian Price.
I can see small amounts of reasoning why. Like, I can see the world where they are worried about the signing of Kenneth Gainwell. They're worried about just overall Bucky's kind of disappearance and, struggle from last year. Sure, I see that. I can see the world where you say Tony Pollard is going to get the lion's share of that offense of of the carries between Nick Singleton and Tajay Spears. If the offense improves, sure, I get it. I can see it. I would still wait on it, but I can see it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to really hype yourself up over a player that is just fine when there's other players that probably have more exciting upside to it. Like Bucky, clearly, to me, he is way more upside than Tony Pollard. For sure. But like, I guess like if it's your third, you're making it hard for me to find this path here, buddy. Because if it's your third running back, right? So if you scroll back up to drafter 10, like JT and Saquon are your running backs.
Yeah.
Full stop. Right? Like Tony Pollard would never crack your lineup in that running back spot. So like, in theory, you would want to then pick a player who could spike those players.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard's spike weeks don't really exist anymore. And I'm excited to have that bite me in the butt later on when he ends up being like a 1,300 yard rusher this year or something like that.
I mean,
like,
this Cleveland game begs to differ.
I know he. Whatever we do, just don't scroll to the rest of his points. Except, yeah. So never mind. I was like, don't prove me too wrong, Tony Pollard already. But yeah.
Listen,
anyway,
one game is sometimes all you get, and sometimes it's all you need, but not in this format.
All right, what are we looking at? We're looking at a lot of QBs here towards the run.
All three of the ones we want,
which is pretty sweet. Like realistically, Trevor Lawrence to me is a little more upsidey than Dak. I think he possesses a lot of the exciting dual threat ability, and we're seeing William Cohn let him express that.
Yeah.
And
do you want to push Dak around the turn and take T-Law?
I would. Yeah, I don't, because with CD and where's the Pickens drafter?
He's all the way here, so like
yeah.
And
I'm okay with, and this is the point where I'm okay with taking both of them back to back, right? Like I'm okay taking Dak here for the reasons which I think we'll both talk about. Being Dak has a chance to be reliable, like kind of like a good 20 points or so per game, whereas T-Law has a chance to go 25 points, like 30 points, whatever, like something super crazy.
Yeah.
But he also has like some bonehead plays. Like I think, but despite the good year, he still is working through like some of the bad habits he learned from his bad coaches, right? And Liam Cohn is really helping him get through there. And we saw it in the back half of the year.
Yeah.
So these are two quarterbacks that really complement each other really well, I think.
Yep.
So I think this works.
Yep. Different bye weeks, so don't have to worry about that. We probably still take a third quarterback, but we don't have to sweat it. We can take Geno and feel totally fine with that. Much later, we can take Rodgers later. We could even take like Jacoby Brissett or someone like that and still feel totally fine with it. So that feels good. Right now, we've got through 8 rounds, we've got 2 quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence and Dak Prescott, 2 running backs, Chase Brown, Trevion Henderson, 4 wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Ladd McConkey, Brian Thomas Jr. Basically the entire 1-2 turn last year, as well as like the 104 as the wide receiver room. So listen, if they all hit, we were just a year early.
BTJ will be the big question mark, and that's the fun part about picking a player like that. Like I think he still has high upside. I think he still has something going on. While I do think Parker Washington is probably the more stable and more like every week kind of play, like I feel like Brian Thomas Jr. will be someone who is like perfect for best ball.
Yep.
Now, notably, we have skipped tight end. Sorry, do your thing first because I think that was more relevant to what I'm about to go into.
No, you go first because I was about to get us on a whole different topic. So.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, well, notably, we have not drafted a tight end. Because I don't know the landscape too much about drafters, it does seem like it's relatively the same. Someone did go Kraft into Fannin, which is interesting, but we do have plenty of good options still left, and like because we have Dak, like Ferg is perfect.
Yeah, and we don't need him until our pick in the 11th. Like, there's a pretty steep section of tight end where it's just kind of steady every round. There's like 1 or 2 that go. So a little different from Underdog where you've got that like huge block of tight ends in like the 10th round where they all go right here. Doesn't quite exist here. Looking at the queue, I'm always going to cape for Jonathan Brooks. I think Corum makes sense. I think Rashad White and Kyle Monangai. See, this price on Monangai I can stomach. When we're taking him in like the 80s and 90s on underdog, that's where I'm a little like, I also think
People love the Bears on underdog.
Yeah, they really do. I think Wilson and Wandale are also fine picks, to be honest.
I'm really curious what your thoughts on Blake Corum, just as like a whole. Like,
well, yes, but
well, doesn't matter.
any preferences as we're on the clock here?
I think Michael Wilson is probably a best here. Like Rashad White and Monangai are both super good. Like I think Michael Wilson here makes sense. Like he is higher on the ADP. I think he's excellent. I should say questionably excellent. There's also a set for Jacoby Brissett later.
Yeah.
And look at that. We got Rashad White or Monangai. I think I'm gonna go Monangai here. Like
okay.
I feel like Rashad White, a lot of people are going to want to have him in certain builds, and like I don't know, that Commander's backfield is, as it stands, I don't know. I'm unconvinced that one of them will really emerge. I think they'll all be fine. And the general thought process is if you want to find success somewhere in fantasy football, you have to attack these type of backfields when you don't know who the starter is, who is going to be the one to break out. And I think a lot of people are already picking Rashad White due to his receiving role. But Bill is still a little bit younger. He's not really that bad. He kind of came into his own in the back half of the season when he kind of got more reps. He's just
this is all Marcus Mariota, all of it.
That's 42 points.
4.2.
Oh, okay.
But,
I was gonna say,
but 27 against the Chargers with Jaden Daniels, he was pretty good outside of that Green Bay game. But also remember that Green Bay defense to start the year was one of the best we'd ever seen, and then fell off.
Yeah.
He had 22.5 in week 17 in the money weeks for other contests. This guy was good. We just kind of wrote it off because the Commanders as a whole just fell apart as an offense at the end of the season. But if you get that, I don't remember where we were drafting him, probably around the round 9 to 12 range at the time. Probably actually earlier. Yeah. Probably 6 to 8. But getting, I'll go back. How many 15-point games out of him? 1, 2, 3, almost 4, couple more double digits. That's, especially from a guy that was never going to catch passes in the first place, was always going to be somewhat touchdown dependent, and his star quarterback missed most of the year. It was fine. Wasn't a great pick. It wasn't a bust. We got over our skis and we're just this is Kyren Williams. It wasn't Kyren Williams. It was never going to be Kyren Williams. But he's fine.
He had one amazing run in the preseason against the Bengals. And at the time, we did not realize what the Bengals meant to us as fantasy football folks. And we kind of all were this, Bill. I think that's really just the power of a cool nickname. It's just literally
it's literally name, just the name Bill. The most regular most regular name in America, and we're
and I guess when your given name is Jacory, I guess Bill is a pretty unique nickname for that. But to the point of all this, he missed almost his entire last season of college.
Yep.
He didn't play football until he suited up for the Commanders again.
Yeah.
So this whole past season was almost like a super rookie season, if you will, because he not only did he have to get back into the flow of football, he had to get back into the flow of football at an NFL level in the NFC East. That is now shockingly a very good division. All right. Well, I'll keep going here in a moment.
Do we just take Ferg and see what comes back?
I think we do, only because I don't know what this other person's going to do. So I would just take our, a safe tight end. They're probably going to go running back here. I think they go running back twice. Like, I think Tyrone Tracy here is really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm I don't know why I'm very high on Tyrone Tracy. I think it's just the fact that I don't understand Cam Scadaboo's return timeline, and he is going to split time with him anyway. All right, so it doesn't matter. He went Dobbs and
Ward.
Cam Ward. Sure.
You want Tracy, C-Rod, Chig, Dig, Shaheed, Higgins.
Shaheed's always interesting to me too. Like Shaheed is such an
Works for
fun
me.
click, but I don't know. Let's go Shaheed.
Yeah.
And I think we're done. No, we have 20 rounds. So what are we at?
Yeah. We're at 6 wide receivers, so
Okay.
probably still maybe
Like
only
8,
go
8.
to 7 and have 7 running backs instead of 6, just since we've been.
I'm fine with that. Yeah,
You know,
because
our second running back we're hoping is Trevion Henderson actually getting playing time and a goal line back in a full PPR website.
oof.
But
Hey, Monungai had some catches. He had some good screen work.
he did actually. He actually got involved in several games, most of his blow-up games, like shockingly against the Bengals. 3 for 22 against Green Bay, 3 for 43 in their last week, 4 for 36 against the Rams. Like, and again, like he had a worse output than Bill, like from a total points, from a ceiling standpoint. But we all like collectively are like, Kyle Monungai is awesome and Bill sucked. And I'm like, did he? He had better weeks than anything Monungai put out. And we're taking Monungai 2 rounds ahead of JCM.
Monungai had a blow-up game against the Eagles.
He did?
So he did. So check that game against the Eagles because him and
it's only 19. It's not really that much.
I guess not blow up, but he had 22 rushes for 120 yards and 1. And that's, I mean, I'm gonna finish this thought first, and then I'll go into the second thought about PPR and why you have to find receiving running backs. He did that while Johnny Swift also had 100 yards. Like that's why it was really crazy, and also because the Eagles defense was so vaunted at the time. Like you know that was like pretty unheard of, and they just beat the crap out of the Eagles front, and that was also thanks to the Bears O-line being so great. Anyway, I'm saying this all fast because despite having 22 rushes for 120 yards and a touchdown, that kind of left you thinking like, oh, that should have been like 25 points, right? Mm-hmm. But 0 catches, 0 yards, 0 touchdowns in the receiving work. And that's like right there, the whole problem with non-receiving backs in a PPR format.
Yep.
Like if he catches 2 passes for 20 yards, then you're stoked, right? Because now you're back at like 23 points or whatever. Like that is a reputable week. And yet you're sitting like, I remember it being a very dominant performance. And yet for fantasy, like you see it and you're like, well, I still lost because the other guy caught 5 passes.
Yep. Well, and even his Cincinnati week, 26 for 176, 3 catches for 22 yards, only 22 points because he didn't score a touchdown. So it's kind of evidence of like, you need both for true ceiling. There's a reason that Christian McCaffrey ran for under 4 yards per carry for the first time in his career, and it didn't freaking matter. He was still the running back 1 because he caught 100+ passes and he got all the goal line work.
It's a very simple game sometimes. You just say, does this player do X? Yep. If yes, put them on your roster. If no, you can wait. They have a place, they have a purpose, and they will give you points, but don't need to reach.
Absolutely. There's actually quite a few interesting running backs still floating around. There's a lot of interesting wide receivers. I say I regret the Shaheed pick, but I don't really like any of the running backs that much that have gone since then. So maybe I don't. Yeah,
Woody Marks felt like he was pulled up, right? That does not feel like that's his normal ADP before Tracy.
Does it
even have ADP on this? If you clicked it,
probably not now.
Yeah, I only say that because I don't know if like there's any excitement around Woody Marks as a player.
He'll catch passes. That's what else?
That's all you need.
Yep. Could go Gadsden, even though we don't have Herbert. Could go Flanoy. Really load up on Cowboys, A.D. Mitchell, and load up on Jets. Or we've got Algier, Sharps, Sampson, Bigsby.
I like Sampson or Bigsby here. I think Sampson first because we keep talking about pass catching.
Yeah.
Like that is what Dylan Sampson does, which is weird because he didn't really do that a ton of Tennessee. I just don't remember him having that crazy of a stat line, but he was very good with the Browns.
Yeah.
In that regard.
The only thing he was good at.
And then like Bigsby I will steal this thought from the show I was watching the other day. Like, you know, he's in a prime position. If Saquon ever misses time, like he is going to be like a massive beneficiary of that.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with just snagging him too. Like I like Algier. I think I've kind of took a ton of Algier already. Like I think there's a reason to have him. Gadsden I have zero confidence in anymore. Like we talked. Was you talking about Charlie Kolar?
Yeah.
We talked about that two shows ago.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes me feel horrible about Gadsden.
I mean, the Gadsden thesis is that he's just a big slot anyways. Like, he's not a good tight end to begin with. He's not a good blocker. He wasn't drafted like that. He was a, 4th-round pick, 5th-round pick anyways. Like, he wouldn't really be talked about except for the fact that he had, like, a 30-point game last year. Like, frankly, like, let's take a look here.
I remember rostering him for that game, and then the game afterwards he had a touchdown, and that was it, and he got hurt, and then he was gone.
Literally, he was gone. He had an 11-point game, a 10-point game, and a 12-point game the rest of the year. He had one good week, literally one, and like a solid week the next week. But he just went for 7, 164, and 1, which I believe was a Thursday night football game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We were recording during that game, actually.
That's right. Yes. That absolutely is coming back to me now. I guess, and like the game before, he had 7 receptions as well. So like he had this stretch of over 4 weeks of, what's that? 24 receptions in 4 weeks, which is like obviously what you want out of a tight end, especially in full PPR. But he gave you 1 great week, 1 good week, 2 usable weeks, and then he did basically nothing for the rest of the year. And like, yes, the Chargers offense as a whole kind of did basically nothing for the rest of the year. That's right around when Hampton went down. Oh, what just happened there?
You did lag a little bit on our end. So this may have been oh.
Am I back?
We're back.
Okay. That was weird. My whole screen just flashed white for a second.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're currently getting looked at. The drafters admins are saying, all right, this draft is too strong. What's going on here?
Yep.
We got to investigate.
But yeah, I think Gadsden's pathway is he's the big slot. Trey Harris doesn't ever get it, doesn't ever take a step. Keenan Allen does not sign with this team. And I will say that Mike McDaniel does understand how to use the weapons on his rosters. He's not the kind of offensive coordinator of like, you have to be able to put your hand in the dirt for me to ever throw you a pass. Like, this guy constantly used Tyreek Hill, constantly used Jalen Waddle. They're not willing blockers. They're not good outside receivers from like a run blocking perspective. So like, he can utilize pass only weapons well enough to get them to be fantasy relevant. And like in round 14, as like, I don't know, the 18th to 20th tight end off the board, that's fine. There's still a few players that go after him that I would prefer. Like, I'd prefer Sadiq straight up. I'd prefer Dulcich straight up. But like, him versus Hawkinson, give me Gadsden. Him versus Schultz, give me Gadsden. Like, I think he's in a perfectly fine range where he goes. It's just, we don't talk enough about the downside. We're basically just like truly locked into the upside only. And that's unfortunately just kind of how we work in fantasy in general. Is 90% is happening is going to be the upside. There's only a 10% chance this goes wrong, and then we get shocked when like 75% of everything we expected goes wrong every year.
Me every time I trusted like the hotness a week before the NFL. Like, oh my god, did you see this guy? There's no way this can fail.
Do you want Jacoby or Gino, or to push it and take someone else?
I'm in team push it. Let's take someone else. Like,
Okay.
I'm tempted to click Gunnar Helm. I think that's interesting. Katron Allen just to pick another back in there. Like,
I think Helm, get our second tight end, makes sense.
Like, yeah, this guy's not picking either Gino or Jacoby. So I think
Well, how about this? Smith, because he has a different bye week than Dak, and Jacoby has the same.
Good. We're learning from the eliminator drafts. This is good.
Yeah. Like, we have Garrett Wilson. If Garrett Wilson is smashing, it's because Geno Smith is upright and playing well-ish enough, is at least feeding him. We don't care about, as much as we love all of the ancillary pieces there, like Garrett Wilson is going to get his. If he's truly getting his, it's because Geno is competent still, and the Raiders' offensive line was just that bad last year, which I think is true. Like,
I think it's true.
And like the Jets' offensive line is good, almost elite. Like, if their young tackles take another step forward and stay healthy, like, they have an elite offensive line, even losing Elijah Vera Tucker. Like, it's got names, it's got depth. They've invested a lot of capital and a lot of money into it.
Yeah, I'm going over it quickly just to check. Yeah, like Membao and Fashnow, I'm pretty sure they're pretty shocked that Membao was as good as he was.
Yep.
And there can be they have Chuck. Oh, that's a shame. Chukwuma Okorafor. He was formerly on the Patriots, who was not good. Mm-hmm. But to your point, like, I think this, like, it's the Jets. So already very gross to talk about. Just slam a big old asterisk on everything we're about to say now. But like, there is a lot to like from a fantasy perspective, because it doesn't matter really if, like, you know, they traded away Quinnen Williams and who else they lost, someone else they sent over to Tennessee. Like, it doesn't matter if the defense is worse now.
Linebacker?
Yeah.
One of their linebackers.
But it doesn't matter if Aaron Glenn is just, like, you know, incapable of doing of winning a real football game. Like, we just need them to just run an offense. And I think they have the pieces to do that.
Remember the Cardinals last year? Always losing, always down. Statue quarterback with a lot of good weapons, chucked it 40 times a game. Fantasy goodness everywhere. Jets could absolutely be doing that this year. Also, we forgot the obvious. They got rid of Sauce. That was the other guy.
that was the, of course.
Yeah. But like,
yeah,
there's absolutely a world where the Jets are Cardinal-esque this year, and it's just throw the ball a ton. Breece Hall gets 80 receptions. Garrett Wilson gets 175 targets. Like, A.D. Mitchell and Omar Cooper Jr. are having good weeks every once in a while. Kenyon Sadiq has a couple good weeks. Like, you know, everything that could have gone wrong for the Raiders did go wrong, and probably more wrong than we even would have expected on top of that. So, like, it's a terrible situation for Geno. Obviously, he has this domestic violence thing that we need to keep our eyes on to some extent.
But like, that.
There's also been literally zero news on that. Like, nothing from the league, nothing from his camp, nothing from the Jets about, like, we don't like this guy anymore.
Like, monitoring the situation.
Yeah, like, everything is just kind of quiet on that front. So at this point, we're drafting in the first week of July, second week of July. Like, all we can do is make decisions based on the information we have, and the information we have is nothing except that it's being investigated.
Oh no. All right, so I did a quick little search for Geno. Unclear how real this is. Um,
We are on the clock.
Geno Smith apparently was pulled over Monday,
good.
July 6th for speeding.
Oh, lovely.
Perfect.
Branch, Jordan James, Christian Kirk, Mike Washington.
I have no preference, so I guess we'll let
Going Branch.
Branch is at least interesting in terms of like making a big play. Like if we, I also think we should probably be taking more Justice Hill.
Okay.
I did think about this the other day during one of my drafts, and I kind of looked at the name and I thought, if there's any sort of regression from Derrick Henry, and if there's any sort of feeling like they need to take touches away, like Justice Hill did have a few games that were pretty usable for fantasy. And he is the pass catching back. I know they picked up Adam Randall. I do not know how excited they are for Adam Randall when it was the owner who picked him and not really the coaching staff.
I forgot this game occurred.
Yeah, you did. You know why? Because why would you remember it? Because it came out of nowhere.
Touchdown, 8-touch, 120-yard performance against the Kansas City Chiefs and a loss. Sure.
Those make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's like just too boring. Maybe he's just too much of a jag to actually matter. But I think it's worth having it for the same reason why you want to take Tanks Bigsby. Like if Henry goes down, Justin Hill is first in line. They got rid of Keaton Mitchell. They still have the other guy who was a second-year player.
Rasheen Ali.
Rasheen Ali. That's right. Rasheen Ali.
He's not a pass catcher. He's basically just like a slow Derrick Henry.
Yeah. It's more bruiser.
I think that's fair. Like, we're excited about Declan Doyle. He's talked a lot about a high-tempo offense, a lot of plays, a lot of big play potential, and like we just automatically assume it's all Derrick Henry, but like he's never been a pass-catching back, and I sincerely doubt they're going to start him down that road now in like his early 30s with that much tread on the tires. Like, it's probably going to be Justice Hill. Adam Randall. The funniest part about Adam Randall is that he's a terrible pass catcher, despite being a former wide receiver.
Really ridiculous. It's like really funny.
Like, he has terrible metrics as a pass catcher, as a running back. So he's not even really a third down back. He probably will be terrible in pass protection because he's a rookie anyways. It's going to be Justice Hill. Could they bring in someone who's cut? Sure. But again, we don't know. It's July 8th. We can't predict the future that well. We can try, but we can't know everything. So I think Justice Hill makes sense. He's going to get touches. He's going to get playing time. He's on a good offense that we like. And like you said, if Derrick Henry does happen to go down, like, I don't think Justice Hill just becomes a workhorse, but he gets more touches and he gets more opportunity, and they're going to have to throw more if that happens because they're not going to rely on him or Adam Randall or Rasheen Ali. So makes sense to me in the 18th round. Like, we're just taking shots on who has a pulse, who's going to make a team, who's going to play, who's going to be active every week. We need a third tight end on this team.
The good news is we have a jet staring right at us.
He doesn't exist to me. Should we take the Kohler bear?
Oh my God. I'm tempted to say yes because I'm a real sicko and be like, you know what? If we're going to believe in coach speak, truly, get the guy who has
scored 36 fantasy points total last year,
averaging about a reception a game on my roster.
I'm also down
for
Colby
Parkinson. Is probably correct. Yeah. Colby Parkinson or Jake Tongas, I think, are the two correct answers there.
I don't know if Tongas is actually going to do that much anymore. Also, this would be my pick for.
I'm happy with James Conner. Yeah.
So that gives us a 3-7-7-3.
I think Jake Tongas, and then we'll talk about the roster real quick. I think Tongas is like, he showed me enough that he's probably someone they can't keep off the field for long, especially if Kittle's coming back from the Achilles. I understand there's been a new procedure that Kittle took that apparently is different. He is best shape of his life, so far ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. And I know other people are starting to pull Kittle back up and be like, look, this is my favorite pick in the draft. I understand. I totally get it. However, like, they brought in Mike Evans. They drafted another wide receiver. Like, they have Pearsall hopefully healthy. Like, they have other receiving options that they want to use because they can't confirm if Kittle is actually going to be doing running routes. And then
Yeah.
when they do need running routes in the end zone, like Jake Tongas is perfectly healthy and very good at it. So that's my little spiel on that. But
that's fair. Alrighty, folks.
Let's check it.
First draft in the books. Took a 3-7-7-3 in 20 rounds. Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Geno Smith at quarterback. At running back, kind of went a little modified hero running back. Chase Brown, Trevion Henderson, Kyle Monangai, Dylan Sampson, Tank Bigsby, Justice Hill, and James Conner. Definitely some wish casting with those bottom four, but that's okay. That's what most running back rooms look like nowadays. Wide receiver feels very strong. CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Ladd McConkey, Brian Thomas Jr., Michael Wilson, Rashid Shaheed, and an upside shot on a rookie for Zachariah Branch. Tight end room, very boring. Exciting whites, Jake Ferguson, Gunnar Helm, Colby Parkinson. Very cromulent team, in my opinion. You down for a second draft here?
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's do it.
Man, it's crazy how 2 rounds. It's just 2 more rounds. It makes you feel like you're like, I don't even know what the right example would be. You're just like doing a 24-hour stream, I guess. You're just powering through, just trying to figure out just the lowest, or rather, you're trying to figure out the highest upside case for a player who will play maybe 40% of snaps.
Yep.
So,
and yeah, I think the lost art and like the place where I feel there's still an edge to be had in a game that has sims and tools and is covered to death at this point in the similar way that DFS has kind of quote unquote been solved. The last 4 to 6 rounds of your roster, it's just such a delicate dance. And I think a lot of people just get way too upside pilled. They just do. They think 3rd round rookie, there's not a lot of competition. You know, Zachariah Branch, perfect example. 3rd round pick, I want to say.
Yep.
Maybe 2nd. You know, Falcons wide receiver room. Drake London. Jahan Dotson, question mark. Zachariah Branch. Olamide Zaccheaus? Is he a Falcon?
Zaccheaus might be back. Let's find out. I'll research while you keep.
But like, you know, we see that and we're like, oh, Branch has the wide receiver 2 job in the bag. He's going to get there. He's going to score so many points. Tua can't throw more than 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. Anyways, he's going to find Branch so many times. And that's all we can think about. We don't think about the fact that he's like 5'9" and like 165 pounds, dripping wet, something like that. He's not going to be in 2 receiver sets. He can't block. He's not a rundown type of wide receiver. He's a slot guy only for a team, for an offense that we're like, I don't know. I don't know how good it's going to be. It's probably going to be fine. I don't think it's going to be great. Like a Tua offense being great. We've only seen that once, and it required Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert all having career seasons at the same time. Like, I don't know how much faith I have that the Falcons are just going to be like that great. And so you're like, okay, well, Drake London's getting like 160 plus targets. Kyle Pitts is getting 100 plus targets. Bijan's getting 100 plus targets. Who cares who the wide receiver 2 on the Falcons is? Probably doesn't matter. And if it is anyone, it's probably Jahan Dotson. Or if the Greek philosopher is on this team, then it might be him. Like,
he is. I just confirm. Mr. Meaty is on this team.
Yeah. Like, we all are going to wish cast Zachariah Branch. We just took him. Obviously, we have some level of belief in him, but like, he could just be a 0. He could just be a special teams guy all season very easily. Doing the same thing with Antonio Williams in Washington. We're just like, who's the wide receiver 2? How about this slot only 4th round pick? That's a good idea. That'll work out. Will it? It could, but like, is it likely? I don't think so.
Hasn't worked out for them, but it might work out for us.
It hasn't worked out for them in the last 2 drafts. They took a slot-only wide receiver in Jalen Lane last year, and then a slot-only wide receiver the year before in Luke McCaffrey, who are both still on this team.
LMC, he had a few weeks in the past 2 years.
He kind of did, actually. He like had random touchdown spikes last year before he got hurt.
Which is just kind of like hilariously McCaffrey-esque. Just like the Kennedy curse, just McCaffrey is getting hurt randomly after doing well.
Yeah. Like, you know, a name that we haven't said all season, and it's disgusting every time I say it. Andre Yoshivas. Gross. Bad football player. He just is. Like, respectfully, he just is. Good click. You know why? No one's taken him. He's very clearly still the wide receiver 3 on the Cincinnati Bengals in an offense that uses 11 personnel a lot. No one takes him. He's probably going to have a 2-touchdown game this season. He does every year. Like, you know, we just took James Conner. Everyone's like, oh, he's the RB3 on the Cardinals. Are you sure about that? He's pretty cuttable. They obviously don't need him. Who's more likely to be cut? A veteran on a $2+ million a year contract, or their 3rd round rookie pick from 2 years ago that's still on a rookie deal? I would bet James Conner, but also Trey Benson. If you think that Trey Benson's more likely to be cut, he's probably a good pick. You know who's probably not a good pick? Whichever of the 4 San Francisco running back 2s we think is actually the running back 2, but is definitely not the running back 2. Because we don't know yet. All we know is that someone might be valuable if CMC goes down. You know who's not valuable if he doesn't go down? Any of them. They're all zeros. All of them. Because they're not getting in over CMC.
I don't know if like Isaac Guerrero has ever like crossed my mind, but your point still stands. Like
still on that team.
Him, Kalen Black, and Jordan James. That's right.
I was looking at him in the last round, and then I saw Connor was there, and I'm like, no, Connor.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because it's more fun to think about what could be.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like more exciting to think, all right, like what if like, you know, all right, what if CMC like just like finally hits the curve, like maybe doesn't even get hurt, but finally just like Father Time catches up with him, and they decide, all right, we need Guerrero, and he just like goes crazy, right? He had awesome 40 time and great, yada yada. He had like a big run last year too, like that was cool. Like to me, that's more exciting than being like, all right, well, I'm gonna pick. Like I'm trying to think of like even a good example of just some plotter, like picking like Najee Harris last year. Like that's
even this year. He's probably signing somewhere. He's probably taking an RB2 job somewhere. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
It's simply disgusting. Like
it is.
You know, it's just in the other point I wanted to make, or I wanted to like reiterate that you made was like picking the players that people aren't picking, like is just a way to get an advantage. Like that is something that you can choose to like always have a unique roster that other people won't have, so that way you actually push forward, like a la DFS, right? Like for a while you probably could have picked Rico Dowdle for negative money in DFS last year, and same thing with, you know, in drafts probably last year in best ball, being like, I don't know if Rico Dowdle is going to be anything. Like he signed a veterans minimum in Carolina, and like we'll see what happens, and he has a few spike weeks, and that probably won you a bunch of money if you gambled on that.
Yep.
But it's tough, and now we have the worst draft spot in the game. Okay,
this one's better though.
You feel
we didn't get to talk about it, but JT goes at 10 on drafters.
I guess we did take CD at 11, where I don't know if he always goes there.
But like Genty goes 2 picks ahead of Taylor consistently. Like sometimes flips Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra goes 7 on drafters. which like feels fine, or Jefferson.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm so curious why. Like
I think
why?
it's
Like
just
why is
full
it cheated?
PPR.
It's just. All right.
It's which doesn't fully make sense because like Daniel Jones on a bum Achilles means he's probably not running, which means he's probably dumping it off more, and that's probably Jonathan Taylor. It could be Tyler Warren, but it's probably Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like full PPR, I feel like I did the math one time. Full PPR doesn't necessarily totally change the math for some players.
Yeah.
Like, but whatever. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, to me, it's the Sun God. I think he's just too good. Like especially higher reception totals.
Yeah.
Like that feels good to me.
Yep. But yeah, like Christian McCaffrey, this dude was juiced on full PPR, just like 20s, 30s everywhere. He had one game under 10, and it was 9.8 against the Texans, like the best defense in football. Like this dude was a monster in full PPR, but like that helps him separate. That doesn't help like the RB13 become like the RB6. They're still probably like the RB12 versus the RB13. It's just the whole position group gets lifted. So like running backs comparatively can keep up with wide receivers more. But even still, the same can be said of wide receivers of like, this only helps the guys who are catching 150 balls anyways. Like that's where you truly get your separation. That's where you get your gigantic Cooper Kupp type seasons. Like, the difference between Jameson Williams and Alec Pierce last year was probably nothing because they both got like 50 to 60 receptions, like 1,000 yards and a few touchdowns. Like that's not going to suddenly get better in full PPR. It's arguably worse because they don't catch a lot of balls. So full PPR gets steamed up. It makes all the points go up. It kind of just levels out the scoring compared to quarterbacks more than anything. It makes it so that like your top 8 total fantasy points aren't all quarterbacks.
Right.
That's more so what full PPR does. It's more effective in a super flex format, which is on Drafters, by the way. They have a $10 super flex best ball tournament as well.
Interesting. Okay.
But like full PPR, I think is a good format. I think it should be the standard. I think it's weird that you don't get points for any receptions or only a half point, but that's neither here nor there. It's good, but it doesn't really change the math all that much until you start multiplying it. If you have a 1.5x, a 2x, a 2.5, whatever, like tight end premium, that's where the calculus gets different because shockingly, when you multiply things by more than 1, it starts exponentially growing. So when you have something that's a 2x, you want to do that. You want to lean into that.
Ooh, I mean, if
Achane or Bowers here.
I was gonna say if Achane falls, I'm slamming Achane. Bowers actually for me is correct. Okay. A lot of drafts in this spot, I've decided to take guys like AJ Brown, Drake London, and Nico. I'm cooling a little bit, only in the sense that, like, I don't want to totally commit to Tua and Penix. Like Drake London is the dude there, like for sure. Yeah. He's getting a bajillion targets, like he will be fine. But like, is it just worth that versus just getting like a true bona fide elite at the position and one that allows you to kind of just like punt the position till like the 17th round? Yeah. Like to me, that's kind of where Bowers and McBride to a lesser extent, like truly give you the power in these type of drafts. Like you are no longer needing to think about like honestly like real tight ends until like you're done, right? Until the rest of your team is already full out because like Bowers is getting in your lineup.
Yep.
Like he is your tight end. Like he is not outside of week 13. Like he will be the highest scoring tight end on your team.
Yep.
So.
And They have different bye weeks this year, and I think you should have at least, if you have a portfolio, you should have a couple teams that have McBride and Bowers, and just stop because
I
they're
like
gonna
it.
hit.
I
They're gonna hit
see.
your
I
flex.
see. So that way they're literally like you do not need a third one. Like you are done. They're going to flip, and like I dig it. All right, I can see if this is going to happen, then
Well, we're
let
gonna
it
have an
ride.
interesting convo either way because I also want to talk about Josh Allen. He's on the thumbnail. He's why we're here. He takes him. Are you okay
Wow.
taking Josh Allen for the sake of
Am I
conversation?
okay? No, I'm not okay. But I understand why. I think we do take Josh Allen at this point, this late in the third. We saw a draft to do something like this last draft. I think this is fine as long as we don't take Lamar on the way back. I'm happy.
Yeah,
But
I mean, Flowers just went. This guy should take him. Even if he falls to 55, I'm not interested in Lamar. But I wanted to have the conversation about Josh Allen because the entire industry, and I mean the entire industry, has looked at this best ball ADP across all platforms because Allen is around this price in all platforms. And they've said, ew, why? Every other quote unquote elite quarterback is 2+ rounds cheaper, some 4 rounds cheaper. Jalen Hurts sometimes goes in the 7th round. And they think, why would I take Josh Allen in the 3rd when I can take all these other elite quarterbacks 3 rounds later? And you and I have agreed with that. And I still largely agree with that. However, the thing that I will say about Josh Allen is that he can do something that no other quarterback on this planet can do, and it's this. It's a 42, almost 43-point game, 317 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. He can win your week. He can absolutely blow every other quarterback score out of the water. He does it about once or twice a season, and it's not quite as impactful in this format because it's marathon scoring, but it's still impactful in this grand scheme of thing. You're getting the total points QB1. Like, he is the QB1 or the QB2 every season for the last half decade, without fail. He has never fallen below the QB2. Can I interest you in getting real weird or real risky?
Malik Neighbors.
That's what I'm thinking. If he doesn't
All right.
go here.
What is your pitch on Neighbors here?
If he's not as injured as everyone is assuming, he should be going like right here at pick 9. And we get him right here in a total points format where other players can supplement his scores for any weeks that he might actually miss.
Yeah, all right.
Or Jalen Waddle.
Let's take Malik.
Okay.
Let's do this. I think the scoring is the difference maker for me. Like, if it was just a 0 every week in a head-to-head type of format, or like I need to win a lobby, like, no, certainly not. I would probably be more of a poo-poo or a more miser on that.
Yeah.
But because we're not necessarily playing against too many people, like we're just trying to amass points.
Yep.
Like, having a 0 isn't the worst if we can make sure that our other wide receivers that we're slotting in at least can keep us in the running. Not really alive, but just like nearby. And I don't know if that even makes sense the way it does in my brain, but
yeah. Well, and this guy right here is the perfect piece for that because he's going to give you a top 5-ish weekly ceiling every single week. Look at this scoring. 38, 11, okay. 23, good. 24, good. Couple under 20, that's fine. 23, 28, 19, 42. Had a couple down weeks. Hey, look, another 37, a 24, a 23, a 30, a 22. He doesn't bust ever. And if he does, we have one to two other quarterback shots that will be on this team that you hopefully get the right weeks on. But if you think about The only other quarterback that has come close to scoring the way that Josh Allen has scored is Lamar Jackson. That was 2 years ago. And yes, we're excited about the offense. Yes, I still think Lamar Jackson is the QB2 very clearly, but he didn't run that much last year. He really held it back, and he was coming off injury. He was injured during the season. I get all that. I'm pro Lamar Jackson. I love drafting him. There's a world, he's 30. He might stop running a bit. I think for me, it's Mike Evans pretty clearly. Like, he's like
for
a
sure.
perfect compliment for Malik Neighbors.
I completely agree.
So,
honestly, Mike Evans is funny because you don't really need that much analysis. You're like, what he does. He's going to get 1,000 yards and a bunch of touchdowns, though.
Yeah, and he's on the best offense of his career, probably. So,
No, second best. He had Tom Brady at one point.
That's true. I forget that existed.
What a weird 2-3 years.
He just make-a-wished the Buccaneers a Super Bowl for funsies, just to prove
almost two.
Just to prove it was him and not Belichick the whole time.
Exactly.
But yeah, like, I get everyone's argument on Josh Allen. I get it. The only reason that we love these other elite quarterbacks is because they're cheap. But they're all cheap because there's also a world where all of them are not elite quarterbacks. Joe Burrow gets hurt like clockwork. Jaden Daniels has gotten hurt both years of his career. Lamar Jackson just got hurt last year. He's on the wrong side of 30. It's a new offense. We're all assuming it's a much better offense. It might not be. It doesn't always work like that. Jalen Hurts. People think he sucks at quarterback. The Eagles could be sick of him or done with him. He's now down A.J. Brown. Like, Drake May, they faced the easiest schedule on earth last year. They faced some college football teams. Like, he's facing a first-place schedule and faces the Bills twice. Like, he certainly might be good still, but, like, he's young. He could just easily regress back to being, like, a top 10 quarterback and not, like, a quarterback 2 overall type of player. Caleb Williams, wildly overdrafted, has never done it for fantasy. Could he take that step up because we believe in the Bears? Absolutely. You know who doesn't have any of these question marks at all? Is Josh Allen. You know why? Because he doesn't do this with any of his weapons. His weapons do not matter at all. It does not matter what the environment around him is. It's actually better if they suck. That's when he gets and goes Superman, and that's when he scores 38 and 44. That's all I'm saying. I know it's expensive, but he's expensive for a reason. He is literally the safest pick on the board. I would go Price here.
I would go Price as well.
Okay.
Because this is kind of a clear tier break.
And it's our first running back.
Yeah. Yeah, I am a player who would rather wait and pick Tyler Shuck in like the 12th round. But I get it. I 100% understand. Like, and it makes sense. And every year, and just as you were kind of talking about, like, why you pick Allen and Malik is because, like, there's weeks where just Josh Allen is 2 players. Like, I think that's the easiest way to put it. He's just 2 players, right? Like, if he scores 35 points, that's a 20-point game and a 15-point game wrapped together, right?
Yep.
And so there's so
Christian
many
McCaffrey.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so many weeks in the past, I've went, all right, who is my opponent? All right, they got a bunch of Jags, and then they have Josh Allen.
Yep.
And you go, all right, it's going to be a close one, and then you find out that Josh Allen has the 4 o'clock game, and your entire team is ended. Yep. And then he just drops a nuke on your forehead.
Yep.
And then you go, I can't believe I let Josh Allen fall to the 3rd.
Yep.
That's how it goes every season. Every season like clockwork.
He dropped 30 in the playoffs against Jacksonville. He dropped 37 week 14 against Cincinnati. He dropped 42 against Tampa in week 11. He dropped 38 week 1 against Baltimore.
Week 1 was a crazy.
Literally just started the season with an absolute nuke.
Yeah. And don't forget, like, 2 years ago against the Rams.
Yeah.
I think he scored 50 points because the game was absolutely bananas.
He set the NFL record, and it has not been touched since. Like, And remind you, this is muted quarterback scoring because this is only 4-point passing touchdowns. On Underdog and DraftKings, he went over 50 points because those are 6-point passing touchdowns. This is actually pro rushing quarterback.
Yeah.
So
all I'm
saying is that we're drafting all of these guys, rightfully so, hoping that they get to this guy. That's why he's the 3rd round pick. We don't have a stack. I'm good with Reed. Godwin.
Oh, Harvey. I like Josh Downs.
We can go Downs.
That was a gross section of wide receivers. Wow, Godwin, Sutton. Reed's fine.
I'm okay with Godwin.
I don't know what to do with him.
I consistently make the point whenever we talk about Emeka Ibuka of what if Godwin's just gone? But you can also very easily make the argument of he's coming off the tightrope surgery. We have very clear data of 2nd year off of tightrope surgery is what you're aiming for. That's this year. Last year he sucked, but the offense was a clown car of disasters. Everyone who could have gotten hurt did get hurt for multiple games, all at different times. They did not have a complete team outside of week 1, and they were good week 1. And we're going, Zach Robinson, not a good OC. We saw in Atlanta, not a good OC. But he is a Liam Cohen disciple. And if you remember, Chris Godwin was the wide receiver 1 overall in a Liam Cohen offense before he broke his foot. So will he be the wide receiver 1 overall again? Probably not. Can he give you 80% of that? Totally. Maybe. You're picking him in the mid 80s? Sure. Even if I get 60 to 75% of that, can he give me 75, 806? Sure, that's fine.
I'll take it.
He doesn't have that much target competition. He has a lot of bodies, but he doesn't have guys that are just get me the ball. We don't even know if Ibuka is true, get me the ball. He might just be, I happen to catch a lot of long touchdowns.
Ibuka could just be what Chris Godwin was when he showed up to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he is just a good wide receiver too.
Yep. There's also Michael Pittman, who's basically just Chris Godwin again, but on the Steelers. Slot receiver. He gets targets every year,
sure.
like clockwork.
Yeah, I think Pittman's a pretty fine click.
Especially on a Malik Neighbors team where we need points.
Yeah, all right. Load him up. Get him in here.
We are going very 0 RB, folks. We have 1 through 7. Through 8, I'm sorry.
We don't need them.
We don't. That's the other reason to take Brock Bowers, and that's the other reason to take Josh Allen. You are saying, I'm going to win at quarterback, I'm going to win at tight end, and I'm going to win at wide receiver, and we're going to figure running back out on the fly. And if we can figure out running back out on the fly, it is going to wipe the floor with every other team in every other pod in the entire contest. That's why everyone loves 0 RB, because if you get it right, it wins. It's just you will almost never get it right. But here's the thing. Even if you draft perfectly on a regular hero, anchor, heavy RB team, you still probably aren't getting it right. Only one person wins this contest. Everyone else gets second or what worse. So it's mostly luck, but there is some ball knowledge. There is some picking your spots that is involved in this. We could have looked at that tier of Kenny Gainwell and Rico Dowdle and Blake Corum and just been we need running back. Doesn't feel great, but let's just grab one. But we also understand we have Malik Neighbors on this team. We need players early in the season who are going to come out strong, who are going to demand targets, who are going to rack up target volume, rack up receptions. We've got Mike Evans for touchdowns. We have Josh Downs for targets. We have Michael Pittman for targets. coming back around, we've got a lot of running backs. But you know what? Mekhi Lemon's a better pick. Xavier Worthy is a better pick. Wandale Robinson, better pick. Harold Fannin is a better pick. We might go double elite tight end. I was considering double elite quarterback as well. You know why? Because in the 6th and 7th round, those quarterbacks are still great values. That's why we're not drafting Josh Allen. But my whole point of this whole argument is that you should be drafting Josh Allen. That's a good pick. I think it's Lemon here.
It's my guy Lemon. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, at 66, if Price had been gone, I probably would have pushed for Hurts.
Yep. I probably would have picked Hurts, or I would have said something along the lines of like pulling up Herbert and then get Quentin Johnson later. Because I think, or is he still going high in here? I think I had this issue last week too.
Yeah, 76.
Okay.
Just before Josh Downs. Just stop it, folks. Just stop it. Stop it. What are we doing?
We love Quentin Johnston. We will never back down. He had a few good games last year.
Let's
and a couple of gooses. I remember he had a goose egg against, that.
1,
oh, God.
2, 3. 3 good games.
And enough to entice you into bringing him back.
In the 6th round? 7th round, but still almost the 6th round.
I don't know. It's all about the story you tell yourself.
Yeah, we're taking Parker Washington right in the same spot, and like QJ probably has had more good games than Parker Washington in his career, so
it's so hard. Every year, these wide receivers are like the most mind-boggling, just like lottery tickets. Because they can be good. They can be good. We saw them last year. We saw bits and pieces of it last year. But, like, are they actually worth your time? I don't know. You never know. But you have to pick them. You have to, like, get depth. And you have to just take your shots. And so it's hard. Like, do I want to take Quentin Johnson that, quote-unquote, early? Not really. Like, he went before, if I'm reading that right, he went before DK Metcalf? Yeah, that's a no-go for me, man. Like, come on.
He went before Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes. I'd rather have all of them unstacked to just Quentin Johnston for funsies. No, absolutely not. Why?
Maybe you're a Chargers fan. I don't know. If you guys here, it's White or Dobbins, and Dobbins is very exciting to me. Oh, love Kyler Murray's right there. All right, I'd say Rashad White.
Yeah, which sucks because I do love JCM later.
Yeah,
but it's okay. It's a full PPR website.
He's going to catch passes, and then we'll be happy about it later on.
Yep. I do love the Minnesota running backs as well. I'm getting very Jordan Mason pilled.
Yes, I am too. I was, I must have been listening to somebody. I don't even remember, or maybe it was a coach speak or something about the fact that, like, they traded for him, and they gave him a bunch of work last year, and they wanted Aaron Jones to kind of take some of the bulk too, and they needed Aaron Jones to catch passes, but it's like kind of Jordan Mason's running back room.
You know why he sucked? They didn't score touchdowns. JJ McCarthy
equally true.
Like JJ McCarthy was terrible. Problem solved.
Didn't Mason miss time, I think? Am I making that up? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just felt like he missed time because JJ McCarthy just makes you disappear once in a while.
He missed week 17. That's the only week he technically missed. But like, again, that was prime JJ McCarthy, whatever that weird 4th string Max something or
Max
other.
Brosmer?
Yeah. That was prime
UNH legend.
Yeah. Like, all the Vikings sucked last year. Justin Jefferson averaged like 11 fantasy points per game. Justin Jefferson averaged 11 fantasy points per game. Like, it's not going to happen again. Like, unless Kyler Murray gets hurt, it's not going to happen again. Will it be amazing? I don't know. we're drafting it like not. It could. I can see the path very clearly, but we don't know.
I wish we did. I wish we did know.
Me too.
Maybe it would be too boring.
Looking back, I think we should have taken Mason because it looks like Bill's going to fall to us, but no, he doesn't. Never mind.
Okay.
All right, Team Bree. I see you.
Never wrong.
Also took Fannin from us, so.
All right, Dan. Listening in.
I think it's time to press the Malik Willis button.
Is it really that time, huh?
Well, it's
not even stacking with Josh Allen and Khalil Shakir. Oh well, no, we need a quarterback. Press the button.
Yeah, and also, Josh Allen's probably better if Khalil Shakir's not doing well. Khalil Shakir's not good at football.
No, they gave him all that money though.
Yeah.
What do you mean? How can it be so bad? If I can go on my soapbox for a moment here, last year when Shakir got that extension, and I feel like people were pulling him up a bunch, that drove me insane.
He was a 6th round pick at one point.
Because Shakir has done, and I quote, legitimately nothing to deserve that money.
Yep.
Like, I think, did he eclipse 1,000? I kind of don't even think he did. And people were telling me that you have to have Josh Allen's number 1 receiver. Like, you got to. Like, that has been the dragon that we've been chasing since Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
And can I tell you something? Stephon Diggs was good regardless of who was throwing him the ball.
Yep.
And that was the main difference between everybody and, anyone who's now catching passes for Josh Allen. They are not Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
Like, Khalil Shakir had 100 target, 75 reception year for 800 yards, and then they gave him an extension. Like, what?
And then he paid them off with a 91 reception, 876 yard, and 4 touchdown season. Less than 10 yards per catch. That's bad, folks.
Not ideal from someone. So that's why, and to another extent, why DJ Moore is not a very exciting player to me. But that's something, I've done a little bit of that ranting and raving already, so I'll spare us some time. But yeah, Khalil Shakir's last year, his rise in fantasy football drove me mad. Same thing. There'll always be like one comment, and this is so stupid because I should drop it, but like someone said Curtis Samuel. Oh, we're on the clock. All right. Yeah. Well,
Tracy or C-Rod?
Tracy, because he catches passes.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah. And also, if you want to do the bye week things, C-Rod has the same bye as Sean White.
Yeah.
Anyway, someone said you have to take a shot on Curtis Samuel in the 13th round, 14th round. Like, you have to. Is Josh Allen, is back with a familiar team. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, the worst that happened is just a dumb draft pick, and I could have picked, like, any other relevant tight end. I could have picked Harold Fannin then. I don't know. Yep. I don't remember what the ADP looked like at that time, but
you could have picked Fannin even later than that at that point.
Like, I understand the thought process is correct, right? Your 14, 15 round is essentially all random anyway. It's all gambling anyway.
But is the thought process
some bets are better.
Yeah.
Some bets are better. It's simple.
Here's the thing. If any of the Bills' wide receivers were good, Josh Allen would throw them the ball because he's good at quarterback. He doesn't throw them the ball. You want to know why? Because they're not good. None of them are good. If Keon Coleman were good, we wouldn't be a meme. If Dalton Kincaid was good, he wouldn't be a meme. But they are memes because none of them are good. And Josh Allen doesn't throw them the ball because they can't get open. This is the strongest, largest man to ever play quarterback outside of probably Cam Newton. Like, you cannot get this man on the ground. You cannot sack him. He extends every play constantly. And they still don't get open, ever. The only one that gets open is Khalil Shakir because he doesn't cross the 5-yard line from the line of scrimmage. So he just sits there every play. He had like 4-yard depth per target.
Oh, that suddenly was us.
Cooper? Why is
I like
Cooper this late?
Cooper's fine. I was gonna say, I don't know, someone else I looked as well.
Algier.
Oh,
Flournoy.
Flanoy? No, I'll just go Cooper.
Okay.
I think Cooper's more
I'm
interesting here.
confused why he goes after AD Mitchell.
I think that's got to be a lot of people drafting, hearing that AD Mitchell is like still the sacrificial X, and so he's gonna be on the field a lot more.
I guess he goes higher here than he does on Underdog. That's interesting.
Yes, that's very interesting because the underdog is almost like undrafted.
Not quite, but like 180s to 190s, not the 150s, ahead of Omar Cooper Jr., the first round pick, and Kenyon Sadiq, the first round pick.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on over here. These are weird streets. I don't know these streets. These are new signs to me.
Yep.
I haven't seen these street lamps before.
But yeah, I think your point totally correct.
Right.
Shakir's, he's an okay click here, but also he's coming off injury. Like he had surgery in the offseason. Like we just kind of memory wiped that because no one cares really at the end of the day. But like he's hurt. Like, could he be replaced by Skylar Bell because Skylar Bell's probably just about as good as him? Yeah.
Totally forgot he was on the team too. I loved Skylar Bell coming out of college, and then I just forgot because he was like, "Oh, dang it! Now he's just a clear Shakir clone."
They drafted another slot wide receiver. They won't draft anything but slot players. They drafted a slot tight end, and they just keep signing and drafting slot wide receivers. And the only one who's not that is Keon Coleman, who's a major bust, and Gabe freaking Davis. Like, Stephon Diggs is a free agent. Make up. Go get him back. Do something. Sign Debo, for God's sakes.
I was like, get Debo. Let's get a big slot.
Sign Brandon Ayuk. I don't care.
Oh my God.
He at least has talent. Get this man help.
Wait a minute. Tyreek Hill and Josh Allen.
Literally anything besides what they're doing. Travis Hunter goes this late too.
Yeah, he does. I wanted to mention that from the last draft. He went pretty dang late, and I'm like, wow, that's such insane value.
I love
what up, Jamie? Welcome in. Thanks for tuning in late this Wednesday night.
Do we take our medicine with Tank, or do we go fun and take Travis Hunter and be done?
Hunter. Okay. Let's take 2 wide receivers that might not play this year. Let's go.
3 wide receivers that might not play this year.
What are you saying? The Omar?
I guess Omar was.
He's playing. He's playing.
But he plays for the Jets, so is it really playing?
Probably not. I gotta start like peeking over whenever we read a clip. Just got done recording a Dynasty episode of Fantasy Six Pack. It's all good. Hey, you're doing your job. We'll be here whenever you need us.
Usually Wednesdays.
Hopefully Wednesdays at 9. But I don't know. I mean, Cooper. I think Lemon almost has more of a worry in terms of playing, just because that soft tissue issue. But still, again, emphasis on July 8th. No need to freak out just yet.
Yeah. The guy who's you need to freak out about in Philly is Eli Stowers. Because they're talking about redshirt year for Eli Stowers. And like,
sucks.
We love Grant Calcaterra. We love what Grant Calcaterra brings to this offense. Like, why? Why do you love Grant Calcaterra? What is there to love, respectfully, from a football perspective, about Grant Calcaterra?
Because he is the type of guy that Mike McDaniel hates. He's a real, he is the one that's like, let me just do it all. I can block and I'll catch a few passes for you.
Yeah, he's Jake Tonjes. He's
pretty much.
He's lunch pail. Eat your vegetables. White rice, all that good stuff.
Yeah, plain chicken.
I'm telling you,
pretty ass face.
No,
we love your comments, and plus, everyone gets to see my hairline now. Enjoy it before it disappears.
This running back room is going to be
dicey at best.
I wouldn't say dicey is even enough of a word.
I would kind of Maybe not. Oh yeah, I was like Jonah Coleman. Hell yeah. Like
This is
Nick
the time.
Singleton seemed really interesting to me. Um, only because like taking a shot in like that running back room is interesting.
Yeah.
Like the Nick Singleton phenomenon is crazy to me, considering like how exciting he was coming into school, how good he was at Penn State for a couple of years, and then suddenly just like because Penn State started sucking, we all don't like Nick Singleton anymore. That's all super strange. I guess we need eventually a tight end, but
I would say Coleman for upside.
I like Coleman as well. Like, cause like Coleman, I think will play. Like Coleman's certainly better than Jaleel McLaughlin, right?
Yeah. Like, well, it's Sean Payton.
I
So
know.
it doesn't matter if
I
he's
know.
better. It matters if Sean Payton thinks he's better. And Sean
Ugh.
Payton is a very bad evaluator of talent. Oof.
Yeah.
It's slow draft hell season for sure, Jamie.
Well,
For sure.
if you're not, I mean, that's just, hey, if you're not, I'm not doing that. But I should be. I honestly should be in way more slow drafts. Like, as someone who's been drafting a bunch of best ball, like, to I guess to kind of prove my own mettle, I should be drafting these, like, smaller contests. But
And
I
I-
forget. I'm an idiot.
Most and if you're mainly drafting on underdog, you don't have a very long window on these tiny contests. They're
Yeah.
open for a week.
Ugh. Which is why I'm like, what happens if they, I guess if they, the drafts have to finish, right? Like they don't just like end the draft, right? So
No, they have it timed where as you get closer, they shorten the slow clocks. So it goes from 8 hours to 4 hours, and then 4 hours to 2 hours, and then 2 hours to 1 hour by
Got
the end.
it.
So
Okay.
like a lot of people are going to enter your slow drafts now because it'll still be finished very, very early before any clock changes. Because once you get to clock changes, you're going to miss picks because it doesn't stop overnight. So like a 2 hour clock at 3 o'clock in the morning is not going to really help anyone.
The real IDP Hunter best ball. Interesting. 8 offense, 4 IDP flex if you roll 11. Ooh, interesting. I was like, Jamie, definitely put that in. I think you're in our Discord, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think so. Yeah, definitely shout that out in the Discord if you haven't already. In the I think it's classifieds, league classifieds. I think that's open to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know we have a couple of like IDP fiends even with Fancy now, so
Yep.
They'll let us check that out. Cade Otten,
Or
I would say Cade Otten because we've clicked our boy Pat far too many times already.
And like Pat does have replacement fear-ish. Like, do I think Darnell Washington's better than him? No. Do the Steelers? They could. They just paid him. Like, and they just drafted Jeremy Bernard. It's like wide receiver 3. So like Freiermuth is probably a good click and is probably still the starting tight end for Aaron Rodgers, but like it's not 100%. It's 100% that Cade Otton's the starting tight end for the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Like they've drafted nobody, they've signed no one, they have really weird players behind him, and he goes off twice a year when all of their receivers get injured every year. So he's good for. We need him for 1 week, week 13,
Truly, like,
and that's it.
yeah, that's the whole point. Paint, no. Who was the guy that we? All right, there was one player that we kind of like joked about who had this crazy yards per route run because he had 3 catches. I forget. I gotta go find the post from Blue Sky because we did like I don't know. He was like the backup tight end, and he also scored again in that Atlanta game. I'm gonna go on a big hunt here as we again wait for some time and figure this out. Where did he go? What was your name? I would be shocked if you knew who the hell I'm talking about because it's so random.
It sounds familiar. How do you share the Discord link? Jamie is actually not in it and needs to be added to it.
Un momento. Let me see if I can find. So I believe this should work.
I'll recap the team here while we're waiting. We've got Josh Allen, Malik Willis at quarterback, Jadarian Price, Rashad White, Tyrone Tracy, Jonah Coleman so far at running back. Wide receiver, we are very deep. We are done. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Mekhi Lemon, Omar Cooper Jr., and Travis Hunter. Tight end, we are also done. We have Brock Bowers and Cade Otton. We're just talking about in a total points format, it's probably good to have 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends. We're going to have 2 of both because we went elite for both.
And this perfectly allows us to go super crazy heavy on running backs because, woof.
I think Braylon Allen.
Oh, that's disgusting. I think you're right. But we go for it. We go for it because they've already talked about they want to have this weird 3-headed monster with Isaiah Davis and Breece Hall. Like, if Braylon Allen ends up kind of landing heads up, like, sure, that feels pretty good. Like, this might even be like a George Holani draft, too.
He also got hurt.
He did get hurt.
He only played 4 weeks. So, like, we didn't even really see if they actually were going to do that or not. Like, and again, if Geno's competent, they're going to actually have possibilities of touchdowns in this offense. They certainly did not last year with Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor at the helm. Like, if Geno's competent, even if Breece Hall's still getting 75% of the touches, like the other 25% between Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis, like Allen's definitely going to be in line for goal line work. Will he get pass catching? Probably not, but on a 0 RB team, I mean, let's be honest. This team is already sunk if Rashad White's not the starter and Tyrone Tracy's not clearly getting like 40 to 50% of the work, and Jonah Coleman gets iced out of that running back room and doesn't earn anything. Like, this team's dead on arrival already. So you're already making bets on a lot of these guys. Braylon Allen does provide some floor, and like, you shouldn't only shoot for upside in 0 RB. Like, you need floor.
Yeah. It's hard. It's so hard to like make sense of a lot of these running backs now, like especially down here, because I'm thinking like, all right, we had to go Mike Washington, but like, do we can't, we legally can't anymore.
We can't go Holani because we have Price.
And that is just awful. Like,
so we're going James Conner again.
Welcome back, James Conner. I was gonna say Demon Claiborne is an interesting click too, because if they need
Eli Heidenreich, why?
Yeah, man, that's some real degen stuff. I'm sure there's like someone that's kind of interesting down here. Not DeMarcado. No, thank you. Phil Maffa, Britton, Trey Benson's down here. Ooh, Jordan had like a week of him being okay. That was fun.
Technically, Devin Neal still has a pulse. That's about it. That's about it.
Okay, well,
Jerome Ford.
I just saw that too. Like, yeah, buddy. Taj Brooks is interesting.
I did not know Amir Abdullah was a Jaguar.
I did not know. Good. I'm proud of you, buddy. We're still being on a team here. CEH.
But I mean, like, Malik Davis could be the RB2. Kalen Black could be the RB2. Technically, Samaje Perine is the RB2. It's gross, but like, he is. Like, ill. One of DJ Giddens or Seth McGowan is the RB2 in Indy. I haven't even seen Seth McGowan. We've been scrolling for a while here.
I know that might be you have to type him in because what?
Technically, one of Wright or Gordon is the RB2 in Miami. We probably don't want that, but like,
I guess it's Ollie Gordon.
I think it's Ollie Gordon, but I don't know. Neither of these guys were drafted by the current regime, so no idea who fits the Bobby Slowick offense. Do we care?
Probably. I mean, I would only say maybe the Doak Award winner. That would be the only person who might be interesting to me.
Yeah.
Why? To your point, sorry, I'm trying to figure out also at the same time while we're trying to figure out the grossest.
You're still
like
on
who-
this Buccaneer. I think it's Kalen Black for me.
No, the Buccaneers Devin Culp. Figured
Okay.
that one out. No, I was trying to figure out where my Super League team is. I was like, why can't I fucking find it? Anyway, I'm in somewhere. I was trying to. Oh, I'm in Spider-Man.
I don't remember what I'm in. Let's find out. Does it say in the email that
You gotta go to the division selection thing, and then it'll show you where you are. I'm also have it, so I can just answer your question here.
Yes, please.
Let's see. You are in Batman.
That makes sense. And if you're not sure what we're talking about and you want to sign up, we are hosting a best ball tournament. We've hosted it for several years now. It is called Super League. It is a best ball tournament for charity. And all proceeds go to Extra Life for Kids, which is a wonderful organization that helps out kids with cancer and other diseases, pays for hospital costs, pays for family costs, all that good stuff, treatment, travel, all that. And the best ball tournament is fun. There's a lot of industry people in it, a lot of regular fantasy football fans like you folks that might be watching. If you have not signed up already, we would love for you to sign up. We just dropped the link for that in the comments below. Or you can join our Discord, find out there how to join, or just go to www.superleagueff.org and you will find all the info that you need. It is recommended to donate in order to join. Is there a minimum donation? I want to say $10.
I don't believe so. It's 5 or 10.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be a lot. Can be a lot. A lot is helpful. A lot is appreciated. But anything you can spare. 20th round.
I kind of want Ollie Gordon.
Okay. I mean, we have Malik Willis, so
that might work. That might work. To your point, Jamie, on Justice Hill, we actually talked about him a little bit last draft. We did end up taking Justice Hill, and then in the same regard, talk about Adam Randall being kind of a funny player who can't catch passes despite being a wide receiver turned running back. But both of them are not bad. Honestly, truly, neither of them are really that bad of a pick in the 20th round because of just the way offenses should work. Like they have to use another running back. So worthwhile stabs in the dark.
Yep. Alrighty. That is the end of draft 2.
Yeah. We
have drafted a 2-8-8-2. Did exactly what we said we should not do in this format, like true professionals. We took Josh Allen in the 3rd round, paired him with Malik Willis. At running back, we went almost entirely zero running back, pretty close to zero running back. Jadarian Price, Rashad White, Tyrone Tracy, Jonah Coleman, Braylon Allen, James Conner, Kalen Black, Ollie Gordon. Wide receiver, very strong. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Mekhi Lemon, Omar Cooper, and Travis Hunter. Tight end, we went elite there as well. Brock Bowers, Cade Otton to play in week 13 only, hopefully, if this team's doing well. That's the team. I've got to say, we probably shouldn't have taken Travis Hunter. We probably shouldn't have taken Omar Cooper Jr. either. We probably should have taken running backs there and then just tacked on like some Ravens late or something. Or
probably, I mean, Elijah Schropp probably would have really been better on this team. But you know what? Look, we don't win games by having a roster where you say, this is going to do great. You win money when you say, oh my God, burn it down.
Exactly. I mean, is there really a difference of would Dylan Sampson and Tank Bigsby really make a difference on this team? Maybe, but
Probably, unfortunately. Dylan Sampson, maybe.
maybe. Like, you know, we drafted Jadarian Price hoping that he's the guy from week one. Zach Charbonnet doesn't really do much of anything, doesn't really come back, all of that. And we drafted Rashad White like he wins the job. And like Bill's just kind of a afterthought. Katron Allen might be the goal line back, but like Rashad White's just kind of a dude. And Tyrone Tracy gets 40 to 50% of snaps, gets passing down work, has a couple 20-point games. Maybe Scattaboo inevitably gets a concussion again, and he gets a few weeks of being the guy. Like Jonah Coleman just beats out J.K. Dobbins straight up as the season progresses. R.J. Harvey is not as good as we think. And Jonah Coleman is as good as we think. And he gets, a 50%, 60% type of share. Braylon Allen gets some goal line work. James Conner gets cut and wins the Vikings job or wins, I don't know. There's plenty of teams that could use a good rotational RB2, maybe even someone to fight for RB1. Like he could go plenty of places. He could be the new David Montgomery in Detroit, go back to his old offensive coordinator and just kick Isaiah Pacheco to the curb. There's ways that this works. There really is. Kalen Black is the RB2. CMC gets hurt in week 3. Wow, this team is cooking. So it's not fun. It's gross. Every single 0 RB team you draft this season is going to feel disgusting.
Horrible.
Because
Terrible.
The interesting running backs are gone. I would say that probably Bryan Robinson at 179 is the last truly yeah, I could see that type of click. Like everyone after that, it's just ew. Oh God.
Good luck.
Yeah, Katron Allen is a 7th round pick in the worst rookie running back class of the last 10 years. He's probably bad. Just thinking out loud here. Jaden Blue has never had a full workload in his life and has attitude problems. The list goes on.
Why would we know better than the multi-million-dollar organization when they say, you know what, maybe we shouldn't take the second option in this Penn State offense? I know he had more rushing yards than Nick Singleton this last year, but meh.
Yeah.
Oh, we clicked the same thing.
Sure did.
Did we draft the mini golden yet? Weird. Last mini golden had 5 entry max. This one only has 1. Interesting. I just checked. It's a $2 entry, and it's just a 2 at once.
Yep. Well, it's winner takes all. So it is just $20,000 to the best team in week 17. That's it.
Oh, okay. Wait, what's the advance rate and stuff? Oh, it's literally wait.
It is a
no, it's round advancement is 1 out of 12, 1 5, 1 4, 47.
For the mini golden?
Yeah, so weeks 1 through so you're the best team in your lobby.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then it's week 15, 16, and then 17. Holy crap.
And even when you get to the final, you still win nothing.
Yeah.
You have to win it all. I'll read you my team from that.
All right, I'm excited, but would you prefer Taj Brooks or Trevor Etienne? Is Trevor Etienne still on the Panthers?
Against everyone's best wishes, I guess so. I mean, I would take Taj Brooks purely because he's on the Bengals. Even if he's the RB7, even if he's cut, Trevor Etienne is still a Panther. I'd still take Taj Brooks.
Yeah, Etienne behind Chuba and Jonathan Brooks is kind of a tough sell. I would probably pick Taj Brooks.
I would love to be in Taj Brooks right now. There's been no buzz around him. There's no indication that he might move up the pecking order. But if we get that indication, I'll be jamming that button a lot.
Yeah.
Chase Brown's still a 5th round pick. They have no monetary investment in him still. He's still on the rookie
no,
contract.
he did just get something. I thought he just like signed some sort of extension
Yeah.
or like a recontract,
Very
renegotiate
possible.
contract. Let me find
Yeah.
that. I
Let me
want
read.
to hear this mini golden
Yeah.
team though.
It's a 2772, similar to what we just drafted. It's a 0 RB team, but it's feels better, I have to say. So it's Joe Burrow around past ADP and Bo Nix, Jalen Warren, Jonathan Brooks, Aaron Jones, Chris Rodriguez, Tyler Algier, Sean Tucker, and George Holani at running back. Wide receiver, I got Jamar Chase, Drake London, Malik Neighbors, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Adams at pick 51, Omar Cooper Jr., and Deebo Samuel. And then at tight end, I did not go elite, but I only took 2. I took Jake Ferguson and Pat Freiermuth, and that's it.
Wow.
In a literally only one person wins contest, you have to go 0 RB. You have to, because everyone is going RB heavy. Everyone's taking running backs early. There are so many wide receiver values on this board. You just kind of have to. Like, you have to hit the nuts. You just do. You have to get everything right.
Like, we've talked about Malik Neighbors already twice on this pod, and like, yeah, that sounds like the perfect spot for him.
Yep.
Like, you are going to get value from him, and you have a lot of points from Devontae Adams to fill in the spot.
And
I love that. That's a really and Jalen Waddle. Like, that's a really interesting roster.
Yeah.
Who's your other quarterback? It's Burrow and who else?
And Bo Nix. So stacked with Waddle. Like,
pretty dang good. It's pretty dang good.
Yeah. It all came together when Burrow fell to 75 because he normally goes at 66. So
yeah, you're like,
he got past the T. Higgins drafter twice, and I was like, please, someone don't just take him unstacked. And they did not.
Wow.
Those contests are fun. Like, you put in $2, it's literally a scratcher. You put in $2, you almost certainly win nothing, but you might win 20,000 just on accident.
Yep.
Just accidentally draft the perfect team.
All right. Well, I'll let people know what I end up drafting in that mini doodle. I did not realize it was midi and golden. Sorry, I didn't realize that was even a contest. That's how involved I am when I'm not on stream.
I mean, they drop everything at all times. Like,
just gotta log in every day. It's my new dailies are just checking in Underdog and see what I can afford.
Literally, yeah. Alrighty, folks, that's gonna do it for us. Thanks so much for tuning in for a couple drafters drafts. Hopefully you like this website. I think we both like it a lot, just in the limited experience we have. Probably going to add it to the rotation of sites that we use moving forward. But we are going to wrap it up here. And like we said before, if you have not joined Super League, please do so. Great cause. Extra life for kids. A fun best ball tournament. Is at least 12 leagues so far. Is that where we're at?
We're pretty close. We're pretty close to our record-setting amount of leagues. So
yeah. So
share it. Let us know.
Yep. Every 12 people that join a new league is formed. We'd love to get above 12 if we could. Drafting will start here in the next several weeks. So we are coming up on that. But thanks for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. We will most likely be live next week. We'll see how things go. We're trying to be a bit more consistent, but you know how life goes. Either way, for Bryan, I'm Tim. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night, folks.
Take it easy.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.